Okay, we can start. Pavel has joined actually, so I guess we could start. So Pavel is founder and CEO of TokenD, which is a security token or asset tokenization platform, and he can obviously do a quick introduction. I think Pavel has like half an hour, so we'll do the quick question answer call. Pavel, you know myself, and Nikhil is so I'm joining from UK, and Nikhil is joining from our team in India, in Mumbai. Also bringing some questions from our tech team, and basically main purpose of this call is to ask some questions so we understand TokenD better. We'll publish this online so maybe other developers, system integrators understand your platform better. We are recording this and we'll share the video and text transcript with you afterwards so you can have a chance to review it before it's published. And other than that, we can go ahead with questions and answers. But if you want to say something as a quick intro, or if I named the platform incorrectly, please go ahead.
Okay, no, you named it correctly. So a short intro from my side. I'm a cryptographer. I have a PhD degree in this field. I used to work as a developer, C++, Objective-C, Java. And in 2014, I went to Silicon Valley. I joined the Stellar team. I worked there for a few months. Then I worked in Singapore also on crypto project. In the same year, in 2014, together with my partners, I built established Distribute Lab. Now we're a product company. So we've been working on fintech projects for like 4.5 years. And after a while, we formed a vision for a product. Basically, it's like WordPress tokenization. And we started to sell only product. And then we formed like a network of partners who can do customization of this. So our core mission is to build financial internet. So we envision this as a situation when all accounting systems use some uniform protocols to communicate with each other and with like wallets. And the world will be much simpler than it is now. So that's what we try to do. And for that, we have to come up with open source standards for the protocols between accounting system in general. It's not just blockchain, it's not about just decentralization, it's about how do accounting systems talk to each other. So we already published our drafts of standards. The TokenD product is like a reference implementation of these standards, and it allows you to launch an accounting system that uses these principles much faster.
Okay, fantastic. Thanks very much for the intro. That's great. So I think you mentioned 2014 or 2015. Is it where the services business has started, or when did you start the product development?
We started the company in 2015, and the vision for a product was formed in 2015. And then started to assemble some modules. So the first version of the product appeared in 2016, the second version in 2017. Now we released the public version of the product.
And I know you are shipping very actively, so you are now releasing some things. I saw your updates on the website, on GitHub. So where would you say the product is currently? So because you had different versions before, but now it's more open or ready for developers, right?
Yeah, so now the core is still not open source for a variety of reasons, but all the front end and SDKs and mobile apps are open source. But eventually, they will be everything will be open source. So we will follow the Hyperledger approach.
And may I know how big your team is and where are you guys located?
We are located in Ukraine, in Kharkiv. The team is approximately 40 people.
Okay.
So we're mostly developers. And then we have a research team as well that does research of all the modern protocols and techniques. We've been very active in the educational space. So we conducted 14 courses, and then in universities, the free courses. Then we did an online course. It's only in Russian though. It's available on YouTube. And then we can like made a book, and it's book available on Amazon. So the second volume is coming. So we are like every day we're working on research according to our priorities.
And can you share? So if obviously you don't have to answer if you cannot, but it would be useful to understand. So anybody who uses your platform, are you guys like well off commercially? Are you self-funded? Are you profitable? Are you going to stay in the market for many years to come? So is it reliable kind of to use your platform? And how are you doing generally as a company?
So we started as a consultancy and R&D company, and most of our profit was from the development services. Then we built a first product that's commercially like in positives, cash positive. It's a wallet for like Bitcoin wallet with a built-in exchange where we connect via APIs. In 2017, when we launched our second version of TokenD, our business model was selling the license, perpetual license for the software, plus doing customizations of it. So our average price was $100,000 per license. That time we provided the code base with it. And this year, like end of last year plus this year, we have two models. One of them is a monthly license, so where the customer will pay 1,000 euro per month, or full like lifetime license, 50,000 euro one payment. So this is our business model. So we don't do customizations on top. That's like our partners are doing customizations. They are better than us in this, we believe. So for now, last year we received investment from Israeli multi-billionaire. So he's backing us, and we'll have another round this year. So currently we have revenues, but we're using investment money to grow. So regarding the stability, we use the code base of Stellar for the transactional data structure and consensus. Then we have our layer which was optimized for our cases plus modules. Our code base is in escrow, so if something happens to us, the code base is available. And as I said, eventually we will be open source. I believe that's the only path that can be possible. So our goal, and again, we are open sourcing all our architectural decisions and protocols. I can show it via screen sharing as well. So like every design decision will be documented.
Please feel free to share your screen. Yeah.
Give me 1 second then.
So basically, you're saying that it's not a SaaS or cloud model. You are offering your code to be deployed by developers or businesses in the data centers or in their own cloud. It doesn't depend on you, right?
Yeah. We don't interfere with the solution that we deployed for customer, and actually deployment scripts are also available.
You mentioned that the core is it's not open source. So would it be called something working from your central server, or the core is given as a binary to the developers?
It's like a library, so it works on the server of the client.
Okay.
Do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
So this is, for example, like a draft of the standard of payment system integrations. So every crypto, like it's kind of blockchain-based system, has to be integrated with external payment methods, whether it's crypto payments or cryptocurrencies or fiat. So here we describe like how do we handle this task. It's not always trivial thing, and developers try to reinvent the wheel all the time. So we kind of standardized our approach to this. So how do we do with deposits, withdrawals, two-factor, how admins should confirm or reject this, like operations, and so on. So this is what how we describe. So all this documentation is on the TokenD website. Plus, like this, for example, this document doesn't really mention TokenD. It's just like a generic thing, except the logo on the right upper side. But this is like architectural decision. So if you're like house architect, it's how do you put doors and windows in order for everything look like properly.
Okay.
So and standard was for.
Do you have any documentation where developer would start?
Yes, indeed. So let me show. So I'll share. So you see the reference documentation for TokenD now. We have releases every 2 weeks. So we have release notes. So here we describe like architecture. We describe what environment do you need, like key concepts, etc. And then, for example, if you go to release notes, so for example, we had a feature, bug fixes, new requests, and so on. So
Can you show again? There was this part with pricing. There was it your current pricing, like 1,000 euros or something per month per admin? Yeah, that's fine.
We
So
have a free developer edition as well.
Okay. So the pricing, you have the free option, and then for business administrators. So what does it mean, a business administrator?
It's like an admin of the system. So customer needs like you have a person that manages KYC. That will be one admin. Separate person manages limits, another admin, and so on.
So basically, depending on the size of the business, right?
Yeah. So every middle-sized business needs like up to 20 administrators.
What would be the limit for the free version? So where would the, I don't know, choking points or start to act?
Free version lets you do whatever you want for a month. Then you can reinstall the system, basically drop the database and start from clean. So for demo purposes, it's perfectly fine. For production, obviously, it's not. But for partners, we can provide the license to show demo to customers. So we don't need to reinstall anything.
Okay, understood.
So the price, I would say, pretty competitive. So 1,000 euros per month is less than the DevOps that will support the system, and we provide some kind of support by email, and we have a support desk where we answer questions and like report bug fixes. It's constant work, and then as you saw, we have like these bug fixes and improvements published in the release notes.
So the process of getting your platform for someone to play with would be to download the repository or get it from GitHub or something and launch it on their server, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and so just to go ahead with the questions, I'm conscious we're limited with time. So what would be the typical customers or verticals that would benefit most from using TokenD?
So it would be a company that is not just want to sell tokens. It's kind of a dumb thing just to sell tokens. It's the company that wants to build their own digital infrastructure. So imagine if company is doing something in warehouse management and they need to update their warehouse receipt system. So something like instead of using paper or outdated databases, which is inconvenient to create secondary market, they can take TokenD, customize it, and build their own digital solution with mobile wallets, with web panels, with admins, with flexible role management, with KYC. So they just receive much more functionality out of the box. So as I said in the beginning, it's like WordPress, but for tokenization. The tokenization in this case is just digitization of certain asset. When ledgers became fully digital and all accounts are managed via cryptographic keys.
Okay.
So I show
yeah.
one picture that would be maybe to explain a little bit. Yeah. Do you see my screen?
Yeah, and I saw you're a fan of Game of Thrones.
Yeah. I'm not, but just it's a whole story.
Right. So yeah, this is okay.
So this is one pager describes which modules do we have and how do we provide it on with certain use cases. So our customer, somebody who wants to launch, it could be STO platform, it could launch a crowdfunding platform, or real estate tokenization, or like intellectual property marketplace, etc. So it has a ledger, exchange, payment system, wallets, all kinds of management of identities and assets inside.
It's a great analogy, WordPress for tokenization. At least we understand that because both Nikhil and I had dealt with installing, setting up websites and web systems on WordPress. I'm not sure if the whole world understands it, but it's a great analogy.
I hope
Okay.
so.
Yes.
And
Sorry, go ahead.
one more thing, I'll show you how we approach particular use cases. So obviously, for some people, it's quite hard to get the idea of a framework which can be used to build quite a lot of things. I would say that 50% of enterprise blockchain application would be applicable for TokenD, but not the other half. But anyway, there are many use cases. So we create kind of a solution briefs for any cases, and sometimes we even create like a specific demos. So this one is for tokenization of real estate. It describes like our vision of the architecture and the workflow. It describes like the user stories and roles and how we see the system should function. And we built a particular demo, like a simple one for investment in bonds and revenue streams or loans. So it can be launched as a POC to test the idea in a particular market. So, and then we have a code base also available on GitHub. It's like a plugin to TokenD. So it turns TokenD into this real estate thing. And all our partners can do the same. They can create these plugins. It takes like 40, 80 hours of work to customize these front ends and just turn it into a particular thing.
Okay.
So we distribute it publicly as well.
Mhm.
I hope it simplifies our job.
Yeah. And may I know how do you market your platform? So are you targeting the global market or any set of specific people?
It's a global market, so currently we market it through my connections. I have many. Plus, we have partners who want to address a particular niche, and obviously they want to earn money faster, which means they have to talk with the customer when they have something tangible already. So if customer comes and the customer wants the real estate, and the partner already knows that this solution exists, that this functionality is there, and he knows how it works, then it will be much easier to onboard this customer and to sell them development services and so on.
Okay. And according to you, which industry is moving fast towards tokenization?
Sorry, couldn't get you.
Which industry is moving fast towards tokenization? I mean,
It seems that real estate is, but I have many requests for fine art tokenization. I would say that stable coins are quite hard, but people don't really understand what to do with them because you can't possibly have all the stable coins. They just all bank, and sometimes it's not really convenient to use all of them. But I would say assets that are most hard to work with, they will be tokenized first. So the industries where paper-based technology is still there. So we will see unicorns that will set trends in how assets should be managed. So as soon as somebody big will launch a tokenized real estate platform, somebody reputable, then others will follow. Because, for example, for real estate, I've heard many companies launch tokenization of some development projects, houses, but then they put some garbage on this platform, some house and or office center that nobody needs, right? That's in the middle of nowhere. There is no point to tokenize it. So you need to tokenize like hot portfolios that where secondary market will be really big. So that we should start from them. And for example, maybe you've heard that the biggest developer in United Arab Emirates, in Dubai, the Emaar, wants to tokenize its portfolio plus provide loyalty services based on blockchain. So it's coming. It might not be tomorrow, but it's definitely coming. So we understand that our platform is kind of for the future a little bit. So people are still like thinking about just selling tokens and that's it, but it's much more than that. It's about digital transformation of all business processes where they all become transparent, they all become auditable, they become like they managed in a way that supports non-repudiation and so on. So cryptography will be used everywhere.
Sounds good. And real estate is a huge topic. Obviously, it runs for potentially another call because we're doing some projects in this space as well, and it also depends on local regulations. And you're 100% right. When it's more difficult to challenging, then it makes sense to use platforms, and there is more business there. But as we're running out of time, I just ask obviously this one an important question. So how do you handle the question, obviously, because you are based, I think, you are not Ethereum based, the platform out of TokenD. So in which scenarios or use cases we as developers, as integrators, other developers, integrators would be better positioned to recommend your platform? In which cases it would work better to work with other platforms? So, for example, some customers might be happy with the private blockchain running on premises or in their data cloud, and it might be even better for them, like a banking, I don't know, some asset tokenization between partners. They never plan to go public. Some customers might be interested to list like you mentioned, list their real estate tokens on public exchanges in Ethereum, right? So in which cases, do you have any comments on this?
I would say that my personal opinion, that traditional assets should not be sold to crypto investors because the crypto investor group is a very narrow and strange group of people. I would say that if somebody wants to get value from tokenization, they have to market it among their own existing customers. So if a real estate investment trust has 10,000 customers, one day they can send an email that says, oh, now you can manage your portfolios online. Just download the app. You're already a customer. Just login and password is the same or whatever. And now you can manage your portfolio from mobile phone. Plus, you can enjoy secondary market and lower fees. And that's it. So, and they will start trading. So you just need to provide them with simple tools. And then if it works, then the second real estate investment trust will do the same. And at some point, they will form a partnership, and their users will be able to access opportunities of each other. And the second market will become bigger and bigger and bigger. So it will be like a consortium. So I believe you don't need to go to and sell to crypto investors that nobody knows who are they, and they got used to completely different risk profiles. Real estate is not that not that good in this. It's just completely different. So assets that are tokenized should be first accessible by existing users. So it's like saying, oh, you've been using paper for years, now it's fully digital, now, yeah, here is mobile app. I don't think we even need to use word token
Okay.
or blockchain. It's a technology underneath that provides you with like transparency and trust in the digital world.
Mm-hmm. But is it possible to connect or sync TokenD with the public Ethereum, or would you say
Yeah.
it's not relevant to your typical use cases?
Yeah, it is possible. So just we've done this job a few times. So one example is Swarm, which we've built a while ago on one of the previous versions of TokenD. But again, yes, so it can be done. In this case, the tokenized assets will be frozen in this private blockchain and issued in public blockchain and vice versa. But as I said, most of our customers that we envision, they will not need that. They will either have their own exchanges, ecosystems, or they will be connected to another regulated exchanges. Although I see that some crypto exchanges will become normal exchanges then, if they have enough traction among users.
Mhm. Okay.
Great. Thanks very much, Pavel. Do you have any more time, or shall we finalize now?
Honestly, I don't.
Okay. Well, then, in that case, I think we shall do another one, or maybe we'll send some follow-up questions. But it's a great first call, so we understand more about TokenD, and we can share this with the others. Thank you very much for your time, and yeah, good luck with building up the platform.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good day.
Okay. Cheers. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.